a nice copper coin. But Doug, do you know what time it is?
45 up.
Who says 45 of, Doug? It's quarter after. What's up, guys? Court Order here. Welcome to another Thursday night, quarter after show, or Thursday evening, whatever it is, with special guest, the Gigmaster, Steve. Oh, man, what a nice guy, funny guy, tons of stories. We're going to have a good time. We'll be bringing Steve right on at 7:30, and I'll bring the crew on in a few minutes, but let me do a couple of hellos. I see Hot Mess Fishing, one of the moderators in there, Alicia. Thank you very much for showing up. Earlier today, when I was messing with something, I accidentally deleted all my moderators, even like Rich and Charlie. And so I was trying to like scramble to get it back. And I only know how to do it if someone comments, but I was able to figure out Alicia's right before the show. So thank you, Alicia. Turd Ferguson is here. Dirty Paws Detecting. Anthony Spica. Hello, Mr. Border. That's okay. Typo. Lynn Parvin, Louisiana Mud Dog. Rallying in America. The Reese Podcast. What's up? Oh, it's first quarter after. Welcome to the quarter after live show. Amanda Collins is here. Ellen Huffnell, Digger 1798. Everybody, thank you for coming. It should be a really fun show. And let's start it off a little out of order this week. Let's bring the newest detecting member of the group, Miss Lindiana Jones. How are you, Lynn?
Good, huh? You surprised me there.
Well, I thought about it, Lynn, and it's only because I don't know why. It's just the way I see it. I said, "Oh man, Lynn always comes in last." So I thought I'm gonna bring Lynn in first and throw her off guard.
You did,
but I made sure before I brought you in, like your finger wasn't up your nose or anything like
you
that.
just
Like
missed that.
You looked good. I would have deferred to Rich or Charlie if you were in a bad spot. Steph Diggs is here. Welcome,
hey,
Steph. Always a good friend of the show. And NEPA History and Archaeology Search. How are you guys? I'm excited about the guest today, Lynn, because I didn't really know Steve Gigmaster up until like a week or two ago. And from talking to him on the phone, super nice guy. It's, even though we all do this stuff for years and years on the same platform, you just don't always get to meet everybody. And I never bumped into him. So I'm real excited to add him as a new friend, because he is a good dude, funny guy, lots of stories, and finds some really cool stuff.
Well, it should be good.
I'm excited for it. And let's bring in one of our guys that finds really good stuff, Mr. Charlie, the Heritage Relic Hunter. How are you, Charlie?
Hey.
I'm doing great. Look, I'm a little cold right now. The weather's changing pretty much around here, but
oh my goodness, Charlie, it's freezing outside.
It is snowing.
I'm not used to it, but I'm doing great.
Yeah, last weekend we were out. We were hunting last weekend, and man, we were like whacking at the ground trying to punch through the top 4 inches. Oh, it was tough. We had a really good day, though.
That first hole took me 20 minutes to dig.
I know.
That's
you
pretty
started
true.
Digging it. I walked away, came back 20 minutes later, and you finally got it out. But it was worth it. We had a good day.
Yeah.
We had a good day.
When you're using the legend and it says 51, 51, 51, a tight signal, I chopped the way down at about 11 inches, I believe it was, through 4 inches of ice, and then the rest was not too bad. But it turned out to be a nice coin.
Yeah, it was. And I will say we've been putting those Excalibur shovels to the test because the next guy coming on has broken 2 shovels in the past in frozen ground.
And so far, so good with this one.
So far, so good. That Excalibur, not even a bend or anything like that. And let me bring in the unbendable digger, Mr. Rich Van Winkle. How are you, Rich?
Good. How is everybody?
Oh, we're doing good. Yeah, I was impressed. I was a little nervous because Rich is rough. Like he's just digging and digging and shoving, yanking, and wrenching back, but that shovel held up. So kudos to our good friend from Excalibur Shovels.
Plus, he dug a lot of my holes for me.
Yeah, he dug some of your holes.
Yeah.
Steph Diggs said that you just bend everything else, Rich.
Yeah.
Rich is trying to lose that moniker. He's trying to not, and you've been good.
Yeah, I've been pretty good lately.
I don't think Rich has hit anything, Steph, in 2025 yet.
Nope, not yet.
18 days.
Yep, he's managed to avoid hitting anything in his 21 days. Mud Swat is here. What's up, Mud? Dangus Squat Burger. I just love saying that name. Scavenger Nick. Audrey Girlinghouse, another one that I just love. Thank you guys for showing up. Yeah, I was excited. Last weekend was tough. We got out, and I think Rich was the first one. You know, you walk 15 feet into the field and you spike your shovel in to kind of get an idea, and it just plump fell over. And, oh no, you know, we're going to get stumped all day, but it worked out really good. We had a good day.
You know what, Jason? I'm hoping that quite a few of your subscribers watched Tuesday's video. That was our family farm there. I really wanted to showcase the old farm that the family grew up on and been there for 200 plus years.
Yeah, one of many of the Charlie's family farm, but this one is like the main one, at least in my mind, like the main one. And, you know, we've been there several times over the years in different sections. This was the first time we've been in that section. And, you know, we did really well. If you didn't see Tuesday's video, I won't spoil it for you yet. But, you know, we did really well. So make sure you go check that out. I believe that big barn is, what is its claim to fame, Charlie?
It's the longest barn in southeastern Pennsylvania.
The longest barn.
Longest stone barn in southeastern Pennsylvania. It's 126 feet long, stone.
Wow.
It was built in 1826.
Yeah, it is really, it's a beautiful barn, and it's been well maintained. The house there is beautiful. Yeah, very well. I'm surprised though, in like today's competitive world, that the number 2 longest barn didn't just stack on 5 more stones to try to pass you. That's how it is in today's day and age, you know?
Yeah. And of course, you know, the cemetery is alongside of it.
Yeah, I got some video of the cemetery. I'm going to save that for something in the future. I couldn't get inside of it because the gate was frozen shut to the ground.
Right.
But there are some really old tombstones, you know, from Charlie and his wife's family, you know, going back hundreds and hundreds of years. It's really an amazing.
Yeah, that's why I like people to see your video from Tuesday. It'd be nice for them to see where I grew up and lived and stuff.
Yeah, for sure. Literally where you grew up, because you were working those fields from the time you were 6.
Right.
I do want to say before the show starts too, we lost a friend, a fellow detectorist, yesterday or the day before. Jeff Thorson. If you're not familiar with Jeff, he was one of the main players in putting the Detecting the Heartland hunt together every year out in Iowa. Good dude. There's a GoFundMe for his family. He's a young guy. He's younger than me, Charlie, and I'm a young guy.
Yeah.
That
was a shock. That was a shock to everybody.
Yeah, and such a nice guy. Every time I go out there, very friendly, like all the Iowans, if that's how you pronounce Iowa people, Iowans. Nice. But Jeff was a good dude. So, you know, I do want to give my condolences to the Thorson family. He will be missed. He was an excellent guy. But yeah, we're going to bring in Steve in 5 minutes exactly. Flippin' Plugs is in there. Yes. Sorry for his family. Yeah, he was a good dude. It's all over the Facebook, and if you're not a member of the Detecting the Heartland Facebook page, you can go check that out there. Not only a great page and all their hunt information, but they had really nice write-ups on Jeff and all that. Like I said, he's been real instrumental in them, I think, since the beginning.
I'm glad I had a chance to meet him out there.
Yeah, I am too.
Yeah.
I am too. We lost a few people, you know, over these last couple of years, and I am very thankful that I got to meet them, and I have a fond memory of them. A lot of good people in this hobby, Charlie. Yeah. So let's see what else we got here. Lynn, I was putting together the slideshow for Gigmaster, who's coming on, and I was saying, oh man, wait till Lynn sees some of these things, because even though now he's kind of more of a beach hunter, ring finder, but years ago he kind of did like we do, the old parts of Virginia, and found so many things from the 1700s, 1600s, 1500s.
Oh, wow.
And I know Lynn lives for that stuff. So,
Can't wait.
Yeah, I saw those pictures and like I had to keep wiping the drool off my face. And I love that kind of stuff. That's my favorite kind of
I
detecting.
guess I should go get a drool bucket, huh?
Yeah, not that gold rings aren't cool. I mean, everyone loves gold rings. Don't get me wrong, but I love. I think there was even 1500s gold rings. We'll have to wait and see till the slideshow comes up.
Yeah.
So I'm excited, and that thing he does, the ringmasters. I'll let him explain it. Such a noteworthy thing that they do. We've met several ring finders over the years, including our good friend Allison Walker. If you were at the beach with your family and you lost your ring, your necklace, your bracelet, you can call them up. You can go on their website, and literally someone will come out within a half an hour and find it for you for free. Because you lose something in the beach, Lynn, and which is easy to do. You put on your towel. It goes under a millimeter of sand, and for you,
Gone.
a Jane Schmo beachgoer, might as well be gone forever. Sorry, I'm just taking a quick swig of my coffee there. Adrian Tucker, who was he was the first one in the chat. Adrian Tucker, welcome. I think the greatest quarter order hat winner in the history of the show.
He has several.
I was going back, and I think, Lynn, we've officially been doing this quarter after show for 1 year now. Isn't that crazy?
Happy anniversary.
I still don't even know really the premise of the show or what it's about or what we're even doing here.
Just hanging out.
Yeah, just hanging out, after the other show, which is, partly why we named it that. And the other reason is because I just thought it was super cool.
Well, that, and we never run out of stuff to talk about, so.
No, we never do. Oh, and you know what I just found out this week, Charlie? What do I got I got 2 minutes before Steve comes on. I just found out that I can do this. Look, I'm just going to pick a random thing here. Here's from Diane. I could do it over here. Hold on. Look at this.
Yeah, from last week, right?
I realized just last week that I can put up people's comments live on the show like that. I had no idea. Like, look. Like, here's one. Hot mess fishing. Hey, 5 Mile. I didn't know you could do that. I mean, where have I? Geez, I've been doing it a year, Charlie, and I just realized it last week. So
you gonna do that tonight?
If I remember. I got a lot of monitors going. I'm trying to listen to the guest. I'm trying to follow the chat. It's not easy. But let me bring him in. I see him in the green room.
Bring him in.
Bring
in Steve.
If you're not familiar with him, Gigmaster's been online for several years now, maybe 10 years. I'm not even sure. Beach hunter, relic hunter, has been out with a lot of people we've had on the show already. Awkward Chigger, Gone Digging, Matt Howe, real staple of the community, big YouTube channel, big Facebook page, and super nice guy. Even though when I bring him in, he looks a little strange. But let me bring him in. You'll see what I mean, Charlie. The one and only, the Gigmaster. Hold on. Where is he? There he is. Charlie, what am I doing up there? Hold on.
Hey, let me think, man. How look? Do it all right?
Is that your brother from another mother?
How's the lighting?
It's funny. I'm wearing the same getup now, too, Charlie. Same getup.
Me and Jason right here, buddy.
Yep.
Steve, how are you, my friend?
Doing great, man. Nice to be on here. I appreciate you having me on. I'm very honored to be on here with all y'all professionals. I do appreciate it, man.
Where's the professionals? Where are they? I don't know where they are. But no, Steve, thank you for coming on. I appreciate your time. Steve actually went out today and was hunting till about 5 o'clock. Had a terrific day in the freezing cold. Tell everybody what you found just today, Steve.
Oh my God, we hit the beach and it was cold. I'm gonna tell you that right now. But my boy, guy hunts with me, John Boy, he got 6 rings, 1 beautiful 14-karat gold ring. I got 3 rings, 1 silver. But that was a good hunt for us. 9 rings today. So lately we hadn't been finding a whole lot, but we hit this little spot that had had kind of worn down to the old layer and. We did pretty good there.
Look, Matt Hal is in the chat. I put his comment up. A, because I wanted to flex that now I know how to do that. And B, thank you, Matt, for showing up. I know you've hunted with Matt before.
Oh, yeah, a lot.
And I remember specifically a couple of years ago, where Matt found, I think it was his first ever onion bottle, like Colonial onion bottle.
Yeah.
And I remember because Matt was so excited. He was almost brought to tears. You know, it was so incredible. You were with him. You were holding the camera.
I was.
And I just forgot. You know, it's been so long ago. But
I had to bend his arm to come to the hunt.
well, listen, I'm sure he's been thanking you every day since. That was amazing. And I remember that video like it was yesterday.
I enjoyed seeing him find that bottle more than if I found it myself. It was something he had really wanted to find. It was actually a 1700s wine bottle, but he had been looking for that particular bottle for a long time, and it was an awesome day. No kidding.
No, it is. If I'm the same way, I get more excited if I find Rich or Lynn or Charlie or anybody find something and just watch their excitement than if I found it. You know, I almost feel guilty if I find it. But,
I agree. I like when everybody finds something. That's the best thing. And I had recently, we all found something good. You know, that's what old coin. I think two of us found reals, and one found another large cent a few weeks ago. You know, and that's really nice when everybody can find something nice. You know.
Yeah, yeah.
No, I'm wondering, you know, why is it made that way? You can't even stand it up, right? Why did they make that bottle that way? Why did they make it that way? The bottle.
Oh, it can stand up. It sits on flat.
Oh, does it on the bottom of it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have a picture of some coming up when I bring up his slideshow. You'll see it coming up, but you know, when Steve, well, let me have you explain, Steve. Like, you know, I know, like I said, you're primarily known as a ring finder now, but when you first came in, you were hunting the old sites like we do. How'd you get into the hobby? What got you into it? You know, back in the beginning when you first started doing it.
I was retired about 10 years ago, you know, looking for a good hobby into. I always been interested in metal detecting, so I started metal detecting. I actually started, you know, Aqua Chigger, y'all know him, and I started watching him, and then I actually contacted him, and I said, what detector should I buy? And he told me what to buy. And I ended up coming across a nice site, and he came up, started hunting with me, and I started going up to Maryland hunting with him. He's the one that really taught me how to water hunt. He's a great detector. He is just phenomenal.
Yeah.
I could never get close when I was finding stuff what he had found. You know what I mean? He is really good. But anyway, I started doing that, and I started hitting all the. Bought a kayak, started hitting Rapidan, you know, all the rivers around here, James River, and I did a lot of relic hunting back then. But in the last 4 years, I got gold fever. I started hitting the beach finding some gold, and the gold fever took over. So I started mainly beach hunting, and then I started finding some rings and return them. I found one that was at Virginia Beach that the girl had lost 17 years ago, but it had her name in it. So, and she lived in Nashville, Tennessee. So I ended up tracking her down because, you know, if you got high school ring or something, you can usually track people down. This day and time with the internet now, you can find people. So I tracked her down, found her, talked to her. She sent me a beautiful video back. I sent the ring to her, you know. But anyway, I got into that and met Chris Turner, who is in charge of the ring finders, and he got involved with the ring finders, and he's been here and hunting with me on 1,600 sites. And all. He's a really nice guy. But anyway, that's how I kind of enjoy finding rings on the beach more than the relics. I hadn't been in the water relic hunting in probably 2 or 3 years, but I used to do it a lot in the water. But now I'm hitting the beach more. I'd still get on the land a lot, but I don't hit the water quite as hard as I used to.
Yeah, no, I mean, going through your Facebook page this week to try to grab photos, it's amazing because I can see like back when you were doing the old stuff, and I could almost see the transition because then it's just like literally like ring after ring after hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of rings.
Yeah.
I'll get more into that when we get to the ring finders part of it, because I'm curious how that whole process works, how people reach out to you. We'll give them some promotion because I know a few ring finders also, and I always admired that they do that for people because I've seen people just drop what they're doing and go run off to the beach.
Yeah.
To help people. It's such a nice, really puts detecting in a good light where sometimes we get put into the bad light. You know what I mean?
It really touches my heart to see these people lose their grandmother's rings, their grandfather's ring. I mean, just it's no better feeling to see that smile on their face when you find it and give it back to them, you know?
Yeah, and I love how a lot of your videos and your TikTok, your shorts, not TikTok, your Facebook reel shorts, you know, you surprise them with it and they just start crying. They fall, they almost faint. Like, man, that's gold.
It's awesome.
You know what I mean, that's the gold, even more so than the thing you found. But let me start some of the slideshow here of some of, well, like I said, Lynn, we'll start in the back and go to his oldest finds first and then work our way forward. And we'll kind of go through them a little bit quickly. I'm going to bring some up full screen, Steve, just so people can see some of the details. But, here's an old one, you hunting some old, brick ruins, which is our type of detecting, like this is what
Love it.
And I'll run through and I'll pause it occasionally because I know Lynn's going to like some of these. Rich, Rich is getting ready to go to the bathroom, but here, look at those arrowheads, Rich.
Yeah, they're awesome.
I have a closer up picture too. He does find native
pottery.
He finds pottery, shark teeth. I mean, he does all the things.
That was one day right there.
Oh, wow.
Types, Lynn.
That's
incredible.
Yeah, this is not like a lifetime achievement either. Like this is probably like a weekend, Steve.
That's a one day. Yeah, one day.
One day. Steve, I've never found one clay pipe ever. It's still on my bucket list.
I can hook you up there.
Well, I mean, I appreciate it, but I'm saying I can't believe I'm struggling to find one, and this was one day, Lynn.
Amazing. Yeah, it's unbelievable.
I know.
Was that from a pit? Some type of pit?
Yep, that's from the pit. That's one of the pits. I dug 7 pits on that 1600s property right there, and I found a little an area that had like a late 1600s establishment that nobody even knew about, and that was I found 7 pits on that area nobody ever known about. So that was from one of those.
Wow.
And Lynn, show people how big those clay pipes were when they were made, because that's still fascinating to me.
Yeah, they could be like about 18 inches long, the stems.
And then as you're like, if I'm at the tavern smoking one and I want to hand it to Rich would break a little piece off. That way we're not swapping spit.
That's what I've heard. Yeah.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
And that's why we find so many of the little pieces too.
Yeah,
I've heard the same thing. Like Lynn said, they pop. I don't know for a fact what's the truth, but I'm like you. I heard that they would pop them off and hand them, but I don't know that to be.
Well, Charlie was there. Charlie was there.
Steve, do you think they were made here in America, or did they come from England or Europe?
No, they're English. I'm sure. They're 99% were English. There might have been some made here, but most all those were English.
From England, probably. Yeah.
Interestingly, I've always thought about that, them breaking it off to not share, the mouthpiece with other people, but they didn't know about germs back then. So
maybe it was just disgusting in general. Matt Howe was saying they also broke them because they'd get clogged. Yeah,
probably because they got clogged or they got too dirty. It's probably not just to pass it to the next guy, because you'd go through several pipes in one night.
They didn't know.
Well, listen, if I knew about germs or not, if Rich handed me something from his mouth, guess what? I'm breaking the end off.
Oh, God. Well, they did wash them in the taverns. They were for public use. And at the end of the night, they did wash them. That's what the pipe kilns were for. They dried them in the fireplace.
Wow.
Yeah. So, and Lynn, don't you have some pieces that have like advertising or something on them?
They have like a maker's mark.
Yeah. A maker's mark on them?
Yeah.
I wouldn't know because I've never found one, Steve. I wouldn't know anything about them. Oh, Bethesda Ministries, DBA Chaplains for Change. Thank you for the super sticker. I enjoy saying that name, Rich. It cleanses my palate. Let me bring in some more because, like I said, this is just some of the older stuff he's found. A lot of pottery, which Lynn loves pottery. Lynn's our pottery expert. Do you recognize any of that, Lynn?
Yeah, it looks like there's there's some Delft and redware and ironstone, yellowware.
Lynn, we found one of these this weekend up here. I'm not going to tell you what we called it in the field, but do you remember the name I gave it?
I do.
It was a little rated R, so I'm not going to say it.
Yeah, and you said you have a big collection of those.
I do have a big collection of them. Let's see what else he's got. Look at those, Lynn. Oh man. Now it's getting sexy. It's getting sexy.
Oh my God.
Now these were also from a pit, Steve, I'm guessing.
Yeah, they're all from a pit. Yep.
Wow.
I've never even found a piece of one, but man, when you see that in the pit, Lynn, you got to be excited.
Oh my God.
There's some more. I don't even know if it's the same photo or not, but I just thought it was so impressive.
No, that's 2 different times.
Different one.
And when you saw Matt, I'll have to link to that video specifically. I mean, I felt his excitement watching it. It was amazing. And I'm not even a bottle guy, but I just know that feeling of chasing after something for years and years and years, and then you finally get your hands on it. There's no better feeling.
Yeah, that one with Matt was probably 4 or 5 years ago. That
Yeah,
right
it was
there,
about 4. It seems like it was last year, but it was 4 years ago.
It was a little while. This here is this year. This is this past winter. 1 year ago, all these right here.
Now that's still an onion bottle, right?
That's an onion bottle there, yeah.
Yeah.
And then that one's cracked, but there's one. I don't know if it's the other side of it or not, but that looks perfect to me.
Wow.
And I gave the owner of that property everything we found, all those onion bottles and everything.
Did he know
Nice.
Did he know what the onion bottle was worth? Because they're pretty valuable, aren't they?
Yeah, they can be. Yep. And I told her when I got ready to hunt, it's a very famous place, but anyway, I sent her a link to some of my videos where I returning rings, and I said, I'll give you what I find. And when she saw that, I think that convinced her that I would give it to her, and I don't mind doing that, and I've given, she got so many reals and cobs and stuff off that property, it's not even funny, and bottles and crazy stuff, all kind of coins.
That's cool. No, we've talked about that before too. Sometimes if getting on a property means you got to give it up, then you give it up, or else you don't do it. But I'd rather do it.
Yep, I just enjoy finding it more than anything.
That's how I am. I enjoy finding it, or at least watching Rich find it. He finds it.
Hey, there you
go. Let's see the onion bottle. Look at that. This is all. These are all just cut real pieces.
Yep. Wow.
And is this a lifetime, Steve, or is this like a weekend?
That's 2 days right there.
Oh my goodness, Steve! What spot were you on that's 2 days?
It was a good spot. And apparently, what we figured, somebody must have dropped a change purse off in the track that kind of tore up because they weren't real far apart from each other. Probably about a 100-foot circle, most of those. But that field held a lot more. The first day I got 11. My friend got 5. The next day I got 5 more. The next day he got 1. So we had 22 from 2 days. But then over time, we dug over 30 out of that field before it was over with.
That's insane. Look, there's. I don't know if it's the same picture or not.
They're the same ones. That
a different picture. And look at this next picture.
That was the first day. That's 16. I did 11. He did 5. That was the first day right there. The other one was both days.
The next picture, my heart almost, left my mouth. Look at this one, Rich.
Oh,
those are all cobs. Those are all cobs. Hammered silver cobs. Same. Was it the same place, Steve?
No, I think that was over time showing some stuff there, if I remember correctly. You're going back in time. I can't remember what happened for dinner last night, man.
That's fair. Now, listen, as much as like Steve, I get it. He loves finding the gold now. But man, Steve, when you've got a collection of cobs that, I would have a hard time even for the gold. That's incredible. We found one each, and it's my all-time favorite find. I can't even imagine having fistfuls of cobs. That's incredible.
Wow.
That's all in Virginia, I'm assuming.
Yes.
Yeah, Virginia is the spot. It doesn't get as much credit because around here, like, people always think the best things are like around that Massachusetts, Connecticut area where like the oldest stuff is. But Virginia, around that James River, those are also the oldest settlers over here.
Oh, yeah. I find all in the James River everywhere.
And not only that, but you also have a lot of Civil War history. Like you really have
everything.
Like you got a chance for anything almost anywhere you go.
Yep.
I know Steph is drooling over those cobs too. I don't think she's found one. Look, there's her comment. I'm just flexing, Rich, so I know how to do the comments now. And I'm sure Steph will get one. She's an elite detectorist. Yeah. It takes a little bit of luck. You got to bright spot and a little bit of luck.
I saw
location.
She found her first pocket watch, I think, this last video.
Did you see what she put on? I don't want to say what it is, Charlie, because I don't know if she wants to wait for the video to come out, but
yes,
Steph posted something a day or two ago that is almost unheard of in her area of the world. So be on the lookout.
Wow.
I'll if she types it in, I'll announce it. But I don't want to ruin her video for her. But
Yeah.
She always finds some pretty elite things up there. Let's see what else we got. Hold on, I'll bring this up full thing again. Oh, she said I can say it. She found a U.S. Civil War belt plate, Steve, up in Connecticut.
Oh, nice.
It's gorgeous. Does it have the puppy paw on the back, Steph?
Oh, man.
It's amazing. You'd never think that would be found, up in New England like that. Oh, a box plate.
Box plate.
Box plate. I didn't see the back of it.
Awesome.
But let's see some more really old stuff here from Steve before we travel into the ring finder stuff. Let me follow along. Oh, and then some other just miscellaneous old coins and things like we do. 3-cent nickel, which none of us have ever found before. 3-cent nickel. That's a junky signal. You're digging a lot of gold if you're digging 3-cent nickels.
Yeah.
Or at least you have a chance for gold. 1602. I mean, that is old. That's some old silver there.
Yep. I love that.
Did you find this GW button, or were you with someone that found this GW button?
Which one? GW?
Yeah, this is a GW button I'm looking at. Did you find this?
No, that wasn't me. That was somebody else.
Yeah, okay. Because I saw it on your Facebook in your photos, but there was no context about it.
Yeah, it was somebody else that found it. Yeah, and I was just sometime on my Facebook, I got 100,000 subscribers. So a lot of times people send me stuff to show to try to find out what it is, and that was what that one was. One of my subscribers had said that.
Shout out to that detectorist.
Yes,
they're no easy task either. A GW.
Now I have never found a George Washington button. That's on my list, man. I've never found.
Yeah, we all have those things that elude us. Matron head sense.
Yeah, plenty of those.
Another 1606 looks hammered.
And that was found right near the other one, not too far from the 1602, actually.
Yeah, that's a good site you're on, man. That's a good site. Look at that beautiful Hibernia.
Oh, man, I love finding that.
One wiper.
Nice Irish coin.
Yeah, it looks like one of those one wipers where, like in the field, that's what after your greasy thumb leaves it, it looks like that. Not that you have greasy thumbs, Steve. I'm just saying that's a one wiper is a term we use to describe that look.
I did not clean it.
There's another 1738. Looks like a half.
I found that last month. That's a recent find.
That's in beautiful shape too. I mean, under that black tarnish. I mean, look at all the detail on that. That's fantastic.
That was one of the best conditions I think I found. That one's really nice.
That's a half real, isn't it? Usually the half reals have that thick edge like that.
I thought it was a 1, but it could be. I think it's a 1.
You know what? I think the next picture is the other side. Let me see. Yeah, there's the other side. R with the dot over it. Is that a half or wait, that says an 8. No, or is that an S? It might be an S.
Not an 8.
It looks too small.
I wish.
Steph would know. Steph's my antique coin expert. Why she's here. I forget if that's a 1 or a half, but either way.
At that site right there, I did find a fake 8 real at that site.
I found a fake 8 real once. Mine was made out of pewter and it was falling apart.
Mine too, same way.
Yeah, same thing. That's pretty crazy. Let me keep going here. First year matron, 1816. There's a random barber I'm putting in just to show. Look at that, 1883 dog tag.
That wasn't me there. That was one somebody had found.
Oh, someone else? Well, again, kudos to them. Oh, Steph did say the R with the dot over it is a half. I thought it was.
Half, okay.
The edge looked chunky like a half would.
Gotcha.
But that's the oldest. Whoever found that, that's impressive. We love old dog tags. And that's older. They made dog tags, Steve, all the way back into the 1700s. I didn't even realize that.
I didn't either. When he sent that to me to post on my Facebook, I didn't have a clue about they went back that far.
Me neither. I've never seen one that far, but heck, we've only found one ever, even from the 1800s, let alone the 1700s. So
it's crazy.
That's pretty fantastic there. Looks a draped bust there. Nice eye, infantry button. There's the front of that Hibernia you found earlier.
Yep. That infantry button came from that same field at the, it's kind of interesting that the 7 pits we dug, it was Civil War II. You got so much activity in these places. You find 1600s and you find Civil War, 1800,
Oh, so are you saying in the same pit, like there's Civil War, and then as you go through?
Same field. It was like
same field. Okay.
200 yards away from the pit, but I'm just saying that you had the 1600s of that field, then you had War of 1812 actually was involved there. Then you got Civil War involved there. So one old site, it still has an old 1700s house on the site. So, I mean, you have so many different levels. You can find anything from 16 right up to modern day on some of these sites, you know that. I mean, you go there and you find.
Well, we've never did a pit. A pit is like a whole different level where you really, it seems so exciting because you have a chance to find all the non-metal things like the bottles and things that, we've never done it. Or at least I've never dug a pit. I think Rich has experimented a little bit. It's something that maybe this summer we'll try to tackle.
Yeah, Matt came out to that field too, where I dug the 7 in. He's real good at identifying stuff. I'm not that good. I'm not good at identifying. I'm glad you got some people that know what things are, because I'm not good at it either. But yeah, Matt put, that's a so and so, and that's a Bartman jug. That's a so and so. I mean, he knows all that. Well, I can't pick it up and do that.
Yeah, Matt's like a pit master. He does all good stuff. And that's what Lynn is for us. She's our antiques ID person. Because when you get back that old, it's tough. Often in the field, we'll call people. Like I said, Riley is my Civil War guy. Steph is our Native American or old coin, person. It's nice to have at least know someone because you can't know it all, man. Can't know it all.
I'm terrible at doing that. I just like finding it.
There's an Old Navy button.
Yep.
I don't mean Old Navy the store either.
Yep.
Is this a posy ring, Steve?
That's a posy ring I found, yep.
What year is this estimate? Is this 16s?
1600s, yep.
Wow, that's incredible.
It said it's got mine forever thine on the inside of it. I had it straightened, but I ended up selling that one. But anyway, that was an early 1600s ring. Is like 90% gold,
Yeah, the color of it just looks like it's not like 14, 18 karat. That color is just, it looks like it's like 20 karat or more.
Yep, it is. Yep.
There's the other side.
Mine forever thine, I think it says inside.
Yeah, even if you don't know what you're looking at and you just see a piece of gold like that, when you read the word thine on the inside, you know it's old.
You know it's old. That's
you
right.
Know it's old. Nobody uses the word thine anymore.
You don't?
I don't. Do you use the word thine? I'm not sure.
Every day.
Charlie might. Charlie, do you use the word thine still, Charlie?
Sure.
Yeah. That and Hamlet.
Yeah. Oh, Hamlet's another one. Look, Steph says she no longer wants a cob anymore. Now she wants a 1600s gold posy ring.
I agree with her.
No, that's amazing. Like that really gets your heart racing, man. Let me see what else he's got here. More broken pottery.
Yeah.
Oh, Westerwald.
We've actually found this button before several years ago. Napoleonic War. I think it's the 2 is for like 2nd Regiment. Yeah. That's in beautiful shape.
My friend Buddy found that one on that 1600s property.
Yeah, when we found ours, it was real dirty. We thought we couldn't even see the 2. We thought it was an image of an apple because until you know, you don't know. Now right. I know. Let's see what we got here. More rings. I'm starting to get into, as he's probably going through finding this old stuff, he's probably finding the occasional gold ring, which is probably setting the tone for his transition to like, oh man, I like finding these gold rings.
I like gold.
There's something to this gold ring thing. Even more rings. I think some of these might be costume, but still a ring is exciting regardless. Yeah. Let me see. There's a couple more here. Just miscellaneous old coins, seeded dime or quarter, shield nickels. Looks like a Virginia half. Is that? No, that's the back of a shield. There's the Virginia half penny.
Yeah.
Do you find a lot of Virginia half pennies in Virginia, Steve?
I found a few, but I mean, it's not like they jump out the ground at you. But
no, that's true. Yeah. But I think up here we average like one every 5 years. For the whole group, they're pretty uncommon. But I guess in Virginia, you might probably have a better shot.
Yeah.
In fact, I think last year we found 2, didn't we, Rich?
Yep, 2.
The best looking William and Mary I've seen. I've never seen a good looking William and Mary come out. Ours are always really slick. So that's nice to see. Yeah, and man, that Mary, she's a looker, Steve.
Yeah.
She was like a Playboy centerfold back in her day. There's William by himself. some pewter USA buttons. I mean, these are like monster finds. This is like page 1 of the Albert's book, Monster Finds, the pewter USA buttons. Just phenomenal. There's a script one too, also pewter, right, Steve?
Yep, and that was actually an officer's button. When I dug that one up, it actually that's got a wood back. That one actually had some of the wood in the back of it when I found it.
Oh, wow, that's cool. Was that found in the water?
Yes.
Yeah, it looks like it's got some like water staining on it. And then this is the last of the old ones I have, and then he starts getting into the rings, which I'm going to start bringing up in a second. But I wanted to kind of discuss, how did you find out about the ring finders? Like, did you know about it? Were you finding rings and posting them and they reached out to you? Because you have to be one of their top ring finding people at this point.
That's a good question. I can't really remember how it started. I'm real good friends with Chris, the owner now, and he comes up here and hunts with me and we talk all the time. But I think I just Googled maybe and I joined it for sure online. It's theringfinders.com, and I did join it before I kind of started getting in with him, and I joined that, and then people started calling me, hey, I lost my ring. If you type in lost ring Virginia Beach, I'll normally come up now when people start looking,
There's our good ring finding friend, Allison Walker, Pink Pally Alley Treasure Hunter. She's also a ring finder. She's up in Canada.
Oh, nice. That's where my friend's from, up there,
I think she's good friends with Chris also, and she will scuba and look for rings. She does a heck of a job too, so you're not alone doing the good work there, Steve.
Yep, and I have dove for the rings too, but most times you usually up in the water a lot of times, because people lose them in the water all the time, But once I joined and I started talking to Chris and all, and he's a super nice guy, and it's a really good deal, because just to help people out, if you just want to help people find a ring, it's a really rewarding thing to do,
Yeah, I have a few pictures before I get to the ring finders, and you may have found these rings too. I'm just going to kind of show some of the really cool rings that you found. I don't know, old, recently, not old, it's hard to say. But was this a real diamond that I'm staring at? That thing is a mega beast.
That one I don't think was a real diamond in it.
Oh, it would have fooled me. It would have fooled me really good. That one's phenomenal. I think I have 5 or so here, but the last one really caught my attention. There's a nice crown.
My wife wears that clotter ring. She loves.
Oh, let me go back. This one here.
Yeah.
Oh, she wears it. That's real, I'm guessing.
Yeah, it's a clotter ring. That's gold.
Oh, my buddy, let me come back to full screen just for a second so I can just plug. Look at this. The one and only Plugmaster Ford joined in. You're big time Gigmaster when Plugmaster Ford.
He's a good guy, yeah.
Oh, one of my really good friends. So I'm glad he was able to make it on. Just wanted to give him I'm just flexing that I know how to do that chat thing. Yeah. Let me see a couple more rings. The last one was my favorite of this little 5 or 6. Don't know if that's real or not. I'm no gemologist.
That was not real, that one. That was last year I found that one, yeah. Some of them I can't remember, but I do remember that one.
Okay. Looks like it could be silver on the right.
Yeah. Definitely sterling on that right one. I'm not sure about that one off the top of my head.
Almost looks like a feather, like a Native American inspired feather.
Looks good.
This one, I don't know. This one was my favorite of those rings.
Oh, yeah.
Is that's gold that I'm looking at? And is this old gold?
That's 1600s. That was that's a signet ring from the 1600s that they used to press into wax seals. And I think I kept doing a lot of research. I think I found out who the family it belonged to, But that's one of my best finds right there. That ring right there.
Wait, sure. You were able to track this back to the family, even though it's from the 1600s?
Yep.
Was there a family name on the inside?
No, but I posted on one of my sites, and somebody came back and said, I think it's from this particular family, But they all had their own thing. But you see those you can look that up online too. And so it's kind of like a trades ring, but
that one is
it's hard to say, But it definitely old 1600
for sure. Is the eagle that I'm looking at, is it recessed into the ring, or is it relief and sticking out from the ring?
it's recessed into it, so as you press it, it kind of shows up on a wax seal, I guess. You know.
Oh, so you're just dumping wax, and then it makes the wax 3-dimensional. Okay,
Yeah.
I got you.
And,
It's stunning. It's really beautiful.
Yeah, it's in pretty good shape.
And I didn't realize that like an eagle was such a, was something that they was on jewelry in the 1600s, because I thought it was more of an American thing that started later.
I don't think it's an eagle, actually.
Oh, it's not?
I don't think so. Ask your expert over there, see what she thinks.
Yeah, Lynn, is it a chicken? Is it
a chicken, or it's not a phoenix?
I don't know. Steph, if Steph's still here, what is that? Anybody in the chat? I just assumed it was an eagle.
I thought it was too, but somebody else told me they didn't think it was.
I'll make it full screen for a second if anyone wants to.
It's very stylized.
Oh, it's super cool. And I mean, obviously it's gold, and you could tell it's old from the color. Allison Walker says maybe falcon.
The falcon
Maybe
or a hawk.
falcon. Yeah.
Hey, Steve. You ever think about getting it repaired or restored?
I did have it straightened.
You did?
Yeah, I had a jeweler straighten it for me. And
okay.
It's back. It looks normal now. Matter of fact, I got it right here. Actually.
Oh, hold on. Let me bring you up full screen or bigger at least.
I think I got it right here. Yeah, here you go.
That's one of the most impressive ones.
I don't know. It probably won't zoom in, will it?
Well, I don't know if it'll clear up, but I can, let me do this. I'll at least put it over there so they can see it on the side.
Looks good.
Anyway.
But you can wear it again too. That's nice.
Yeah. See, I got it set so now you can actually put it on your finger now,
Yeah. Oh, so yeah, it looks kind of small then. It looks tight on your pinky.
That's a 1600
That's
ring.
my pinky.
Yeah.
Had it
Yeah, Steph's saying what I'm saying, that I'll bring it up, that everyone always jumps to eagle. I know I do, but I guess it could be a falcon, a phoenix, who knows? But if I saw that, I would immediately think it's an eagle, which would immediately make me think it's late 1700s before I realize it's not an eagle and maybe 100 years older. That's just one of those really cool finds.
It may not be an American ring. It may have been brought over by a European.
Definitely, it's definitely from overseas. Probably France is what I'm thinking from. It's got. You probably don't have the thing. It's got some markings on the inside. It's got like a chicken and a pregnant girl and something else on the inside, like that tells the markings in it.
The hallmark. The hallmark has a hallmark of a pregnant woman.
Yeah. It's kind of weird. I don't have it handy where I can pull it up or anything, but it's strange. Some strange markings in it. I can't remember exactly all of them, but there's some strange things in it.
Yeah, well, it's very cool. I mean, the mouth on it is really strange too. But that was one of my favorite finds you got. And then hold on, let me fast forward into because that was the last one, and then I got into the ring finders here. Let me bring this back up, because the ring finders, like I said, was really interesting. Can you explain to the people out there how the ring finders works from the perspective of the beach goer that lost their ring up into what you and Allison do as a ring finder? What's this whole process?
Well, normally the person's at the beach, and of course, and they lose their ring in the water or whatever, and they don't know what to do. So a lot of times they go on Google, lost my ring Virginia Beach, and normally the ring finders will come up. And if they type in Virginia Beach, they'll see me show up right back, and it's got a link to me, through the ring finder. They'll click the button and call me, and I lost my ring. Can you help me find it? And of course, then I get all the information, and you gotta be real careful. I've had people call me that lost it 2 years ago and they want me to go look for it. Of course, things like that. I lost it in my car somewhere where I can't really help in your car. Most time on the beach, though, I just lost it in the water. Whatever, and I'll try to get there as soon as I can, because the longer you wait with that water, it could change quick. That sand moves in and out so much, so you want to get there as soon as you can. If it's on dry sand, you got a lot more chance of that. But if it's in the water, I try to get it as soon as I can. And sometimes they lose them, deep, and you got to get out there and get your detector out, and your detector's underwater, trying to listen to find it, But anyway, you find your ring, and normally on my show, I try not to let them know I had found it. And I surprise them with it, and it makes for a good video, and I enjoy doing that, So that's normally how I go about doing it. But I had a guy On the beach, he just lost his grandfather's Air Force Academy graduation ring. And he loved his grandfather. His grandfather had passed away. It's the only thing he had of him, that he had saved. And he lost that. One of my other friends had been out there looking for it. So I came over. And, sometimes you find people on the beach that lose it. You go out there. And I found the ring. I didn't let him know I found it. But when I showed it to him, it was one of my best, to me, finding it for him. Because I knew how much it meant to him to find it for him,
Now, if you watch any of your, like I said, your reels have a lot of them, it's kind of cool because he'll go up to them, Charlie, and he'll say something like, can you describe the ring? And they'll say like, oh, it's thin, it's got a stone, blah, blah, blah. And then he'll say like, did it look like this? And then their eyes light up. And, oh, it's so good because it's just, you could see that excitement and happiness and thanks on their face. That's got to be a good feeling. And
oh my God, the best.
I don't know how many you've gotten over the years. I have a little slideshow I'll run through. I'll do a full screen.
That's Chris right there.
Yeah, that's Chris, and he started the ring finders. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, Mandy's saying she'd love to see the hallmarks for that ring. I'll see if I could find them before the show's over. I can't promise. But I'll look. They are on his Facebook page, I'm assuming, Gigmaster. But these are just some of the happy-go-lucky people that you've recovered rings for. And there's got to be hundreds of them, Steve. I mean, I'm just randomly going through, and I'll run this, just going through. And each one, imagine the utter distress when they realize the ring's gone. All hope is lost. And then, lo and behold, they happen to see this ring finders thing. And Steve comes in and literally is a lifesaver for these people. That's amazing. What's your favorite ring finding story, or is the one you told us already about the recent gentleman?
That was a good one. I did find a ring. Allen Iverson,
the basketball player.
Yeah.
I know. Well, I don't know him. I know of him.
One of his best friends he was from this area, and he gave one of his best friends a $13,000 necklace, 4 carats of diamond, giant gold, and he lost it. Did a flip in the water with it and lost it, and went over and found that for him out in the water. And,
I think I have a photo of it. Hold on.
It was pretty good little find. But
I have a photo. This one?
That's him.
Yeah.
Look at the size of that gold on that thing, the diamonds on that.
I think I have a close up of it too.
He had appraisal. He sent me the appraisal of it.
Wow, so that was a big giant $13,000 gold necklace?
Yep. Allen Iverson gave to him. Yep.
Hold on, I got another one here. Hold on. Oh, thank you. I just saw a thing. Hold on, let me just say my hello. Mainly dirt fishing. Thank you, my friend, up in Maine. Look at the size of that thing. And those are, I'm guessing, all real diamonds.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
I think it was 4 carats of diamonds on it.
That's it. I mean, he must be a pretty good friend of Allen Iverson for that guy to buy him that.
Oh, yeah. They were, I think, one of his best friends, here.
Now, when you do this ring finding, and forgive me, I don't know a lot about it. Is this a free service for these people? Do they have to pay? Is there like do they make a donation? How does that work?
Different. You can set whatever you want, and some of them set on their hourly thing. Some of them set, whatever. On my page, I got there's basically no charge, but I will take a donation if they want to give it to me. Some people don't give you anything. Some people give you something. But I used to not take anything. But we got expenses, man.
Oh, you got to drive out. You got to stop what you're doing. You might be neck high in the water.
So I take a donation. I just take a donation for whatever they want to give me for.
Have you ever had someone you found a ring for that just wasn't as appreciative as you thought? Like they didn't want to do a picture, or it was underwhelming?
I found one last year. I think it's her religion that she couldn't have her on video.
Oh, she was Amish.
So I'm not sure what they were, but anyway, I think they didn't want to be on video on camera. They couldn't have the face on camera, so I just showed it down her hand, recovering it. And some people, I have recovered gold ring on the beach. I lost it here, find it. All right, thank you, bye. They just real quick. And sometimes, but I'd say 90% of the time though, they're very appreciative. And I know you had one, right? Because I heard y'all talking about one. You had a hard time getting it back to them or something, I think.
Well, over the years, every time we found a gold ring, it's always been an underwhelming return or a failure. The most recent one, my friend Doug found a class ring and went through all this work to track the guy down, and the guy didn't care, didn't want it.
Yeah.
And it was disheartening.
You do run across that once in a while. My friend John Boy found one, just same thing as a class ring. Contact him, he just will get a picture with him, and like you say, they didn't care about it. They'd already replaced it, didn't care. Maybe didn't have any sentimental value to them. If it was a grandmother's ring or the grandfather's ring, it probably would be a different story if it had some sentimental. I remember I found one ring where they had melted, I think it's his mother's rings, her mother's rings, took the diamonds out and melted it all together, and made one big one with all the family's diamonds and gold all together, and that meant a lot to him. I remember when I found that one, it really meant a lot to him,
Oh, it's cool. I even had my wife's best friend, she was at the beach down Atlantic City with her family, and she lost, I think it was like a silver bracelet. Lost it in the towel, the dry sand.
Right.
So she called my wife and said, "Hey, is Jason around? Can he come down?" And I wasn't around. But I told her, I said, "Go to the Ring Finders website. I know there's people that do Atlantic City." And she did. The guy came out. Guy found her necklace within like 15 minutes, she said.
Awesome.
And I forget the guy's name, but she dropped my name, quarter hoarder, and the guy knew who I was. And
right.
I told him I would send him some stickers or something. But I couldn't believe that they were out there that fast and for nothing, like for a donation, out of the goodness of his heart. And son of a gun, the guy found it, like I said, in 10 minutes. It was really impressive.
And you got to get that fast before somebody finds it and wants to run off with it, too. You got those people out there, too.
They were kind of guarding the general area. But, I mean, if you don't have a sifter, all you could do is grab handfuls of sand and hope. Like, it's an impossible task. It's essentially gone forever.
You wouldn't believe the number of people that call me up and tell me, we bought a metal detector and we couldn't find it.
Well, there is skill involved in it. You got to know what you're listening for. You got to, I've seen a lot of people, it takes some practice, especially with like gold and stuff, like where you said that gold doesn't always sound good.
No, you're right. Yep.
I have some pictures here. Generalization of, these are just some of the ring finders that he found and returned. This is just 2021.
Every year I do a little matrix like that showing all the people what I found it for.
Here's 20. I didn't hit play. I guess that would help, wouldn't it? 2022, slow year for Steve, only about 25 or 30. But then he makes up for it because there's 2023. And then last year, 2024.
Yep.
Are the majority of your ring finder calls, I'm guessing, in the summertime when the beach is the most populated with tourists and stuff?
Yep. Definitely more in the summer than anything. I think I did 5 in 1 week one time, just in the middle of the summer, everybody losing,
What was
I have a question?
Go ahead, Lynn, go ahead.
I was just going to say, have you ever found, while looking for somebody's ring or whatever, have you ever found anything else along the way that's been really interesting?
That's a good question, and the answer is yes. I found the guy, I was at one beach, and the guy said, I lost it right off the end of those rocks right there. So I go out there, get off the end of the rock, beep, 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 there's his ring, dig it up, go inside. I said, got your ring, here it is. He said, that's not my ring. My ring didn't have diamonds on it.
It was nice of him to at least.
Okay.
Wow.
So, I've found rings looking for their ring many times like that.
Well, you remember when we had Terry Shannon on, I think it was Terry, who said, you could go to almost any plot of beach and there could be 30 rings sitting out there lost over the last, decades. It's just something that we haven't gotten into yet. But I told Rich this year, I want to throw my hand in for try some beach detecting.
Come on down.
I want to try it. I just think it's, I love the old stuff, but once in a while, I wouldn't turn down 5 gold rings. Rich, would you?
No, certainly not.
Charlie even has a spot down where his beach house is. They call it Coin Beach. You might be familiar with it, Steve. Coin Beach, and where they find a lot of old shipwreck coins when there's storms and stuff that wash up. That would be a good spot. I think everyone and their mother goes to that Coin Beach.
Yeah, I've heard of that. I've never been there, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's
they found gold too, Jason. There.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I know they found gold at it.
Is that mostly from a shipwreck, Charlie?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I'm trying to say. Oh, let me fast forward through this, and I'm going to come back. I do want to show this image real fast. Okay. This I thought was pretty cool that Steve was also graced the cover of Western Eastern Treasure magazine because of his detecting prowess. Looks like that was October 21. That must have been quite an honor. That detecting magazine's been around a long, long time. It's often a find on the cover, but you graced the cover. How did that come about? Did they reach out to you for that?
One of my subscribers actually writes for that magazine. He contacted me could he do an article on me? I said, sure, and that's kind of how it started.
The article, if you guys look it up, I'll put a link to it after the show. The whole article is digital now. You can go through it. Many of the finds were in the pictures I've shown already, but it goes into his history and more in depth in there. It looks like it was probably about 8 pages of just Steve and everything he does. But, there's not a whole lot of things a detectorist can do outside of their own social media. But to get the cover of Western Eastern Treasure magazine, is pretty exciting. I mean, there's not many detecting magazines left. We've got this, we got American Digger, who we've had on before. But like I said, usually the cover is finds. Very rarely is it a human being that does the finding. So that's a really nice flex there, Steve, to say
thank you.
You got the cover of the magazine. Well, when you were on the cover, were they still making a tangible paper magazine?
Yes.
Or did you have the actual one?
Yeah, I got it. I got a copy of it. Yeah.
How many copies do you own? Be honest.
I can't say, man.
You got at least 12, right? You got at least 12. I remember I was in the newspaper once when I was like 20, and I think I bought 15 copies of that newspaper. It doesn't happen much, and now everything's digital, so it doesn't have the same as when you can sit on the toilet and hold that thing in your hand. You know what I mean? So that was pretty exciting. But I'm going to roll back real fast because to break away from the traditional metal detecting stuff, Steve also does something that I thought was super interesting, Rich, and I wanted to kind of show it because what he does, and I've seen other people do it, but never as much as Steve does. Let me play this little video clip, and then we will talk about what it is, Rich, but I think you're going to like it. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, Steve, he's ready, Steve.
I'm ready.
Hopefully you can hear it. There is sound. I'm going to turn it up.
Oh yeah, yep.
Oh yeah, she goes way down. Look at that. Oh my goodness. This is gonna be a big one. Here it goes.
Good Lord.
Look at that. Oh my goodness. Unbelievable.
That is so. I want to do this now. Rich, I want to do this.
This is really pretty right there. This is really pretty.
Oh.
Let me pause it. So what he's doing here, Lynn, because I see you're really staring at it. Let me put it over this way. What Steve does is he melts down aluminum, and that was, you poured it into was it a fire ant nest, Steve?
Yeah, it's a fire ant hole, yeah.
And those fire ants make these intricate underground patterns, and he pours down this molten aluminum, and fire ants, they're nasty buggers anyway. Good riddance.
Yeah.
But look at some of the I mean, this is real art.
That's
he mounts it on that wood. Now it's probably not as fragile as it looks, right? It's got to be pretty sturdy, Steve, if it's made out of aluminum.
It's pretty sturdy. Once in a while, you'll get a little shoot off that's really, really loose, but most of the time it's pretty solid unless you get a little shoot off to the side somewhere or something,
They look like Mr. Miyagi's bonsai
Yeah,
trees.
they do. Yeah.
Bonsai trees.
Wow, that's neat. Are there dead ants stuck in it?
They probably disintegrate, I'm guessing.
Yeah, they're gone.
Yeah. Steve, does it hurt
get
the ants?
two alike?
Yeah.
I heard it doesn't hurt the ants.
Yeah, right.
It just fries them.
They didn't know what was coming. I give them an eviction notice the day before.
This was my favorite one. This one here, Steve. This one's gorgeous.
Beautiful.
Let's see. That's not the one I got there.
I think Steve has one. Would you mind? I know you had one you were going to hold up for us.
Yeah, I got one right here.
Let me see. Steve's got one on the ready, Lynn. Let me bring him up.
Yep.
There's one right there.
Look at that. I mean, how cool is that?
That is pretty neat.
Really
cool. Do you buy the aluminum?
It's
like a Christmas tree. It's like a little Christmas tree.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's neat.
Do you buy the aluminum bars to melt down, or do you use like the cans you found over the years?
I started off doing the cans at first, and just scrap aluminum here people give me. But the cans are a pain, man. You don't realize how much trash is on those cans. I think they're coated with plastic and everything. And when you melt down, you get a lot of trash and you got to clean out and all. Lately, I've been going to the local shops, machine shops, and just buy the scraps from them. They usually give it to me 50 cents a pound or something sometime, So I get scraps a lot of times and just use that. I still melt it down here wherever I get and clean it again. So I got nice, good, consistent aluminum. So when I pour it, it comes out nice. You don't want any plug and some dirt that mixed in it. So I clean it up pretty good before I start.
Yeah. No, they're beautiful. Now, do you sell these, Steve? Like, do you have a website where you sell them?
Yeah, I sell them on Etsy.
On Etsy?
Gigmaster on Etsy.
All right. So if anybody out there, if you don't want to, because it is dangerous too. I
had one explode on me one time.
yeah, for sure. Oh, Team Lynch stopped in. I missed it. I'll throw them up there. They're good beach hunters from up on the Jersey Shore, Steve.
I love them guys up there, man.
So thank you. I missed when they must have come in, but they got to go. Thank you, Team Lynch, for popping in.
Well, yeah, if anybody sees one on the Etsy shop they want, email me directly and we'll work a deal out.
Yeah, because each one is one of a kind, right?
One of a kind, that's for sure. Ain't two alike.
No two of them alike. And I'll show you something else, Lynn, that he does, which is pretty cool. Let me go back a little bit. Hold on. Now, he also experimented with this technique, which is not a fire ant hole, but it's similar. And I was able to grab this little reel. And this reel, a Facebook reel, the short little videos, Steve, how many views are on this Facebook reel I'm about to show?
Over 90 million.
90 million. 90 million.
Oh my God.
All right, here it is. I'm gonna show it up. It's not real long. It's only about 20 seconds or so. Whoops.
There. Oh yeah, look at that. Oh, that one went nice and deep. Not bad.
Look at that.
I think we might have some more in the water too. Let's check it out. Pretty cool.
So also doing it in basically a bucket of ice. Now I have to say, Steve, I think I prefer the fire ant one. I just think that
everybody does.
It has more points. It's like a little sexier, but both of them are really cool. How do you know when it's cool enough to touch it with your bare skin? Because how much time has to go by before it's cool enough?
And that water, no time. It's instant almost. It cools off. But the reason why I tried that right there, I was pouring a fire ant one time, and I don't know whether a hunter had left a shell in the ground or whether I hit a pocket of water or what, but it exploded and shot liquid aluminum everywhere, all over me. I have a face shield. I have a leather front on me, but I have my camera down at the base of it. When that liquid aluminum came, it ruined my camera right off. caught my ear on fire right here because it missed my shoe a little bit. Got a little fire right there, and it shot off on my leather cape, but it didn't hurt. You know, I was fine, but it could have been. It's real dangerous for sure. But when I did that, that's when I said I got to find a better way to do this, and that's when I said let me try pouring it into some ice because I knew the water would have enough BTUs in it to dissipate the heat enough it wouldn't explode. But and I don't think anybody had done it before that video, pouring it in ice and water like that, you know. So I think that was the first, and that's why I got so many hits on it. But I'm like you. I mean, it is cool, the look of it, but people like the fire ant much better than they do that one.
Yeah, I mean, I'll bring it. Go ahead, Lynn. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, I said, have you ever tried to do the ground hornets or some kind of bees that nest in the ground?
No, I've never done bees. It has to be an empty one. I ain't messing with no bees. I ain't getting them things will hurt you.
But fire ants won't. Fire ants are nasty, Steve.
Yeah, they are. But I got protective stuff, and I use a vacuum to suck them at the top into a vacuum cleaner that has like some Clorox in it, so I don't crawl out of there. And I kind of keep an eye on things and put some stuff around my boots to make sure they don't crawl up on me. But they're not.
Last year, I was debating on. I was going to try to buy this mold to pour melted silver in to make like my own silver, whatever. I didn't do it because it's a complicated thing. But I was reading that when people use sand as a mold, you have to use a specific sand because if one little air pocket or water droplet is in that sand and that heats up so fast, it'll explode on you, like you said, and incredibly dangerous. You're lucky it only got a little piece of your ear because that's molten hot metal flying out. So kids at home, don't just jump in and do it. You know, be safe about it.
Definitely. Don't do this at home. And I poured some sterling silver just the other day in a sand mold, doing a little project over there, trying to recreate a U.S. buckle, but it didn't come out too good. I need some more practice.
Well, I just thought it was really interesting. I mean, not necessarily treasure hunting, but you know, when you see something like that, I thought it was super cool. And the fact that he got 90 million views on it, that's astronomical. That's incredible. But I wanted to come back because there's a few questions that I kind of know the answer to, but I wanted you to tell the story, Steve. What was the strangest thing that you've ever found on the beach, Steve? Because I think I know what it is, and it's a pretty bizarre little thing to find.
Well, you find a lot. You'd be surprised at the number of stuff you find on the beach. Teeth, you find teeth, molars. I mean, all kind of stuff. But one day I got a hit. It was a pretty good hit. I dipped it up. I got a hit. And I looked in the basket. It looked like a ball, like a steel ball. When I pulled it out of the thing, it had a little shaft on it. Come to find, look at it, it was a hip joint. I said, "Oh my God, it's a hip joint! Did somebody get killed here, or somebody throw off the ship and they rotted, and this is the part that's left on them?" You know, I didn't know where it came from, so I kind of got a little worried about it because you don't find hip joints in the water too much, you know.
You don't find hip joints anywhere.
So I started thinking I better turn this into the police. So I called my friend who's a policeman, and he said, "Yeah, they normally have serial numbers on them, and they can track them back to the person because they document who it went to and all, you know." So I said, "Oh man!" So anyway, I posted it on my YouTube channel. I said, "Look, I found this. I'm gonna contact the police and turn it in, see if we can find out who it belongs to." A friend of mine calls me up. He says, "Don't call the police." I said, "What do you mean?" He says, "I know who it is." I said, "What?" I said, "Whose is it?" He said, "It's my mother-in-law's." I said, "Oh man, I don't know if I want to know anything else." That's all I want to know.
I'm an accessory now. I'm an accessory.
Yeah. I don't know what you're talking about. But anyway, he goes on to tell me. He says, "Yeah." He says, when his mother-in-law died, got cremated, and the funeral home sent the ashes, and they sent that with it. It's a hip joint. And he says, I went down, he said his wife got mad. He said, "What are they sending this to me for?" She said, "Get rid of that thing right now." So he went down to the ocean and threw it out in the water. Thought he threw it out far enough that nobody would find it until the Gigmaster came along.
Wow. Yeah, that's a unique find. Was it made out of like titanium?
Titanium, yep.
Yeah, so it didn't rust, right? It probably looked pretty good once you got it out.
It looked good, and the crematorium doesn't get high enough to melt titanium.
Wow.
So I'm surprised they gave it to us. You think they would just throw that away maybe or something, but I guess to get everything.
It gives me an idea, though, Steve. You got to start a new website, the Hip Finders. If you lose your hip, you reach out.
Give me a call.
I'm sure that'll be popular.
Those hips are expensive, Lynn. You want that back.
I suppose. First of all, how did you lose it in the first place?
Well, that makes sense then. Oh, look, now Steph said that's not on her bucket list. That's the first thing you found that's not on Steph's.
They don't want to find one now?
It's not on her bucket list. She'll pass on that one.
I'd rather have a George Washington button for sure.
Well, I'm sure they're coming your way.
Me too.
How about your most valuable find? Now, you said that Allen Iverson won $13,000. Yep. Is that your most valuable jewelry find?
No, I actually had a call, and they had found me on the ring finders, and said they had lost a large diamond ring down at Virginia Beach, and they gave me the general area it was at. And I took a friend down there with me. Sometimes I take somebody with me so we can kind of grid the area off. So we got down there, we started gridding the whole area off, and I found it, and they weren't there at the time, so I called them down, and of course I never tell them I found it yet, and it was a $21,000 diamond. And so I got him down there and started just talking to him, is this it right here? So they were he was happier than she was, I think, because he knew he had to buy another one,
Oh yeah, the replacement. Oh, the replacement.
He had to replace that one.
Have you ever not found something that you've been?
Oh yeah, I mean there's times, especially if they lost it. One person lost a big giant gold chain. They didn't want to tell anybody because really expensive, and they waited like a week and a half, and they said they would give a $12,000 reward. It must have been like a $30,000. He showed a picture of just giant wide chain. It was so long since they had lost it, I couldn't find it, So if they get a hold of me and it's in an area, and I would normally 99% of the time find it, but if they wait too long, things shift in the water. And I got one call this year, a lost ring in a yard. Sometimes this happens in a yard. I got a couple of them recently. It's somewhere in my yard. I'm cutting the grass. I had my ring on. When I finished, it was gone, And those kind of sometimes are really tough because it can be anywhere.
Is this your buddy? I saw Gene's shop.
Yeah.
Okay, he said he gridded. I didn't know if that was your buddy that you gridded it with.
Yeah, he is. That's the one he gridded with.
Okay, I happened to get the comment, so I thought I'd throw it up. I didn't mean to cut you off.
He was with me. He was with me too when the explosion occurred, and he was not far away. He didn't have protective on, but he met. He's my safety guy too.
He's the guy you put in front of you.
Yeah. But yeah, when you get those calls, sometimes depending on how they say, well, I had it on this morning, and then I came in at night. I don't know where it's at. I can't find it. Then you don't know what they lost in the house. They lost in the yard. But anyway, those two in the yard, I did end up finding. I had to search the entire yard to find them, but I did find them. They're tough ones sometimes because one of them was actually down in a flower pot that he was digging in. After searching the whole yard, it was down in a flower pot he had been digging in. But I did find that one. But there's some tough ones for sure. Sometimes you go find it. One sweep, boop, boop, there it is. I mean, first sweep, sometimes you spend half the day trying to find it,
Yeah, I know personally, my next door neighbor about a year or two ago knocked on my door and said his wife lost her ring while she was gardening. And he knows that I'm a metal detecting guy. So I said, yeah, I brought a few machines, me and each of them. We probably spent a good 2 hours, couldn't find it. I figured how hard could it be? It's on the surface.
Right.
Couldn't find it. And then we gave up, and 3 days later she found it. It was in her car in the console. Yeah. People don't know. They think they might know.
Exactly.
But they don't know. So you might be going down a rabbit hole and it was never there to begin with.
Mm. Yeah, there's situations where I try to ask a lot of questions before I go just to make sure it's got potential to find it. You know what I mean? Because like you say, it could be on a kitchen counter, on a bathroom sink. You don't know. So you got to
at what point do you give up though? I mean, if you
I use I will certainly do if I feel like they had lost it in a certain area, I will hunt for a right good while. But if it's a questionable type thing, it could still be in their house, it could be in their car lost. I might give it an hour hunt and hit it, if it's not something simple, So you gotta analyze each situation to see how long you need to search and to try to find it. Right. But most of the time, like I say, 90% of the time we're gonna find it unless it's one of those scenarios where, like you say, they left it in their house or left it in the car, whatever, But
now, what's your male female ratio of who loses the most jewelry? Is it mostly? I'm just curious.
That's a good question because I do find a lot of guys' rings.
I saw a lot of men's rings, women's rings.
There's a lot of guys' rings I find too. It's probably maybe slightly more on the woman's side because they got more gold, wearing more than the men do probably. But it's a lot for both of them. They lose them, no question.
Yeah, Allison, our friend up in Canada, she's saying mostly men. So I wonder, just maybe where she is, it's colder, so maybe there's not as many skin bathers. I don't even know. I just think it's an interesting thing because I know, like my family, I don't really accessorize with rings other than my wedding band, which I couldn't get off if I wanted to. But my wife will wear, earrings and
right.
Do you get calls for other things? You get calls for earrings and
everything, earrings, golf clubs. I had one guy lost his end off his golf club into the woods. He said, "Can you find a golf club for me?"
Oh my goodness, really?
I said, "We can find anything." So I had to dig around.
Need a metal detector for that. Just get your eyeballs.
No, it was actually buried deep in a bunch of briars and leaves. It was underneath. You'd never seen it. But I found it for him. It was some special set that he loved, and he wanted to get it back instead of just buying another. He wanted that one, But yeah, we bracelets, ring, a lot of bracelets and stuff. But let's see what else kind of strange things.
How about any jewelry that are like on odd body parts? Belly button piercings or maybe other places that I won't say. Anything weird like that?
We found that stuff before.
Charlie has 4 of them.
But not finding for somebody. Nobody's ever called on but we found those belly button little piercings and stuff before, but just metal detecting the beach, but never got a call for one of those before. But,
how about someone that tried to pull a fast one on you and say, "Hey, I lost a ring somewhere over there," when they really didn't, and just give a vague description, hoping you'll come out, find a ring, and give it to them?
No, never had that. Now I had a person, not many, but several people out. Here's a ring, and the guy right in front of me, "That's mine. That's mine."
Yeah.
Of course, a lot of people would joke and say
that. They joke about
it. Yeah, right. That's yours just because I found it here. No, really, it's mine. I swear it is. I lost it yesterday. I had one guy do that, and I said, and I saw his wife coming down, and because you don't know what people,
I know.
I said, "Don't say anything." So I started talking to his wife, and she confirmed, "Yeah, he lost his ring right there yesterday." Before he had talked to her, so it was his. He lost it right there. I had another nice gold bracelet. I picked up right on the beach. People everywhere, I picked up this nice gold bracelet, and I said, and I was doing my video, YouTube. I'm always videotaping. "Yeah, here's a nice gold bracelet." And the guy beside says, "That's my wife's." I said, "Yeah, okay, right." No, really, it is. And sure enough, went up there and we talked to her. Same thing. Yep, it was her mother's. She convinced me it was hers, so I gave it back to her. I have done that several times. Found them where somebody right locally had just lost it or had lost it. So.
Yeah, I guess you don't know, and you got to try to do a little detecting work. But
yes, definitely.
Yeah, that part's got to be tricky. How about kids and people when you're detecting on the beach during the day when everyone's out there laying? Is there an entourage of kids that follow you around because what you're doing is interesting to them?
Oh, the kid, yeah, you do get some kids following you around sometime and want to reach in there and grab it from you.
Oh, I know.
Video on it, I got to do a video. Hold on, don't grab it yet.
Yeah.
I've had that hunting fields before. Because normally if I get a hit, I'm videotaping and then I pop out 50-cent piece pops on the ground, have somebody on one spot. And it went to reach for right then before I could get my video on it. No, don't touch it yet.
Yeah, it happens to us a lot when kids come, and I feel bad because I don't want to like say to the kid, "Hey, don't touch that yet." Like it's their house.
Yeah.
But I'll be like, "Would you mind if I film it first, and then you can have it forever?" You know. And but they reach in and they grab. It happened a few times recently, Rich, at that one house when you found Tootsie Toys and silver coins, and they had two little girls, cute little girls. But every time they saw something, boom, boom, their hands went in. And I was like, "Oh, just give me a second, just give me a second." Because they're wiping it off, and I like to get it dirty. You know how it is.
That was the day I found the Three Merry Widows tin, and we couldn't.
That's enough. That's not even one I was thinking of.
Describe what it was because the little kids were there.
Yeah, Rich found a condom tin, Three Merry Widows condom tin. Yeah, and I was filming it, and these two little girls were standing right next to me, and I didn't want to say what it was to the video audience with these two little. So I had to basically say nothing. I said, "Rich, we'll have to film it later." And they're like, "What is it? What is it?" And I'm like, "I don't know. It's a little metal tin.
It's trash. It's trash. You don't want it.
It's just garbage. Let me show my mom. Let me show my mom." It's a challenge, when there's kids around because you gotta still be good. You gotta be nice. Now, I didn't bring a lot of pictures in, Steve, of your fossils and your shark teeth, your non-metal things like that. How often do you go out specifically for that, or did you ever, on your non-metal type things? Because I did see some randomly throughout, but not like a lot where it looks like you did it, exclusively.
Yeah, before I started metal detecting, I was more of a fossil hunter. I love going out finding the big vertebrae, the whale vertebrae and all that kind of stuff. Then when I started in metal detecting, I didn't do that stuff as much. I still got a couple spots for the Indian stuff I go to, but I don't do that often. I stick with the beach stuff more so now than I do with the fossil stuff. Once in a while, if I hit a little spot, I'll spend some time there, but most of the time just metal detecting all now.
No, that's cool. It's 8:45. If there's any questions for Steve in the chat, I haven't been watching. I'm going to try to watch. Please put them in there. And now I can even highlight their questions, Steve, because it only took me a little over a year of doing this to realize that I could do that. That's how, that's how long it took me.
I got to show you one more thing here. What do you think about that?
Oh, man, you never look so good, Steve. You look
I got a new hat for you, Linda.
Oh, my God.
Linda Jones with the Indiana Jones hat on.
Lynn, you look like a rapper. You look like a rapper, Lynn.
I do. No, I'm not going to rap for you.
You know what's funny, Lynn, is he's been carrying that thing around for like a year in all his videos. You just never noticed.
Yeah. And I never knew it, huh? I have almost the same hat.
How about it's funny, while I'm waiting for any questions, my wife, who doesn't really watch my show at all, which is fine. But when I told her I was, it's Thursday, she said, "Oh, who you having on tonight?" And I said, "Oh, the Gigmaster." And she said, "Oh, where did you get that name from?" And I said, "I don't know." And she said, "Well, what's that name mean?" I said, "I don't know. I'll have to ask him." What does that name mean? And how does it tie into, treasure hunting?
Well, I don't really tie into treasure hunting, but back up, it's been a few years back, we used to go flounder gigging. And, you go at night with underwater lights and you shine the light underneath the water and you just can see their eyes or just their shape in the water. And you take a gig and you gig the flounder. And
Does gig mean like snare the flounder? Like okay.
And one of my friends, I could gig 50 in a night. And the guy said, "You must be the Gigmaster, gig that many in a night."
Okay.
So that's kind of like where it come from.
All right, well, there you go. There's a question that came in from the Cat's Meow. Do you detect every day, and how many hours do you typically go out for?
I'm not going to say every day, but I do hit it pretty hard. Sometimes every day during the week. I might skip a few days here, and it's cold here. Sometime I won't, but today in the cold, we were probably out 4 or 5 hours maybe. But during the summertime when it's warm and it don't mind being out, 8 hours, 10 hours maybe, most of the time at a minimum 3, probably max 10, something like that. But we stay out there depending on what we're finding too. If you're in a hot spot and you're finding a lot, then you're gonna stay longer. Just like y'all hunt the field, you're gonna stay longer,
I was surprised that you told me you found 9 rings today, because I would have thought like this is the hard time of the year to detect because there's nobody going to the beach.
It is. And like I say, these are older stuff. It's in the water where the sand has been washed away and kind of got down to a layer near the clay where you can actually get in and do it. On the beach side, we've been finding almost nothing on the dry sand and the edge of the beach lately. But I mean, you could, don't get me wrong. I mean, you could go there and get the biggest ring you ever found tomorrow, but it's been very slack lately for sure.
No, it's tough. There's another question here. 5 Mile Relic Hunter, good friend of ours. The most sentimental thing you've ever found, or maybe a family heirloom, something like that.
That's a good one. That's a good thing, because that's the ones I really like the most. I found a lot like the grandmother's rings, and that guy, his grandfather's ring, and that was one of my probably favorite ones. Finding the grandfather's ring that he actually named his kid after his grandfather. I mean, it really meant a lot to him. It was really sentimental to him. Kind of gets to me too, you know, when you see the emotions that come out for some people. The grandmother's ring was real emotional. So, you know, some of those, and you know, family heirloom type things, you know, they're the best ones, you know.
Oh, fair enough. I got a couple here. Connor's Relics and Treasures. Your favorite, I know you own a lot of detectors like I do. Which one are you using mostly nowadays, and why do you prefer whatever one you're using?
Lately, I've been using the triple score. I do have a couple of legends. I got a double score, triple score, but I've been using the triple score in the water. It's super quiet. The legend's a good machine too. I mean, I like that one. I've used that one a lot over the last few years. Either the legend or the triple score, either one of those, I think. It seemed like, I don't know if it was me or the day, but it seemed like my triple score was quieter at the water's edge than my legend was, but it might just been interference somewhere at the time. But so that I kind of picked up on that and started using the triple score. You know, you get comfortable with the machine. You kind of learn the nuances of it, what to do with it when you cut it on, everything going on, where the settings are, and the sound. You know, I know y'all feel the same way. Once you get kind of used to a machine, you really like that machine. You want to keep using it, you know?
Hey, I think the best machine is the machine that you're the most comfortable with.
Exactly. It's not necessarily any of it. All the machines that come out in there are good machines. It's just a matter of learning the machine. There's some nuances on some of them that I don't like. Like I say, the flooding that I was going through with the Equinox, and I've learned the Manicore floods. I've noticed 5 people that flood side. I was going to try that one, but I'm not even going to go there because that's a deal breaker for me if it's going to flood. I don't know of any triple scores that have flooded, and Nocta seems to be really good on that end as far as, you know, flood. And they're built really solid. I mean, they're really they come with the carbon fiber shaft. They're built good. On the Equinox, they have a little tabs. I don't know if everybody's had this. The tabs break off on the coils on the Equinox, and I repaired. I don't know how many of them, but
I heard, you know, and I certainly am not a guy who tries to knock one brand or another. But no. I heard the especially the original Equinox. I heard those coil ears broke off.
Yeah,
it seems like on the new Equinox, the 7 and the 9, I haven't heard that as much. So I think
have not either. I think they got that. I think they fixed that.
Yeah, I think they did address that. So here's one from our good friend Mandy, who hunts with us a lot, or at least did before she moved away. Do you still have a white whale after all these years, Steve? Is there still that one thing that eludes you that you're hoping to find?
A gold coin. I have not found a gold coin.
Oh, man. All that gold, no gold coin yet.
No gold coin.
Well,
GW button. Gold coin and GW buttons on my list.
All right. That's fair enough. I mean, heck, we all got really good.
Have y'all found any gold coins?
Charlie, have you found one? I don't think I haven't.
No, I have not found a gold coin. No.
No, they're tough.
They're tough.
Maybe this year. I mean, like I said, where we hunt, you know, you got to dig junk signals all day long, and it's hard. You know, if we're on a new spot one day, you try to dig better tones. You know, if it's a spot you're gonna go back to 90 times, right? Well, sure, your second, third time you start digging worse and worse signals. But if you're at a spot one day,
I'm with you.
Yeah, one day you want to dig the best signals possible, and unfortunately, gold doesn't come up a good signal.
Only one gold coin was found where I live, my area. Only one that I know of, Jason.
Yeah, I know. Also, it's rare.
Yeah.
Well, maybe this year, Charlie, we'll get that second one.
I would think there would be gold coins here. All the commerce that went on back years ago.
I think there's a lot of gold. I think there's more gold coins than we would imagine. It's just that they don't sound good. And if they're laying on edge, I mean, heck, on a machine that's 1 to 60, it might come up like an 8. Like just signals that you don't even consider. It's right. That's the challenging part.
Right.
Here's one from My View 1875, a friend of ours from overseas. What's the heaviest gold ring you've ever found? Like the meatiest, beefiest one?
I have found some heavy gold rings and gold necklaces. I don't know off the top of my head what it was. My buddy John Boy said he thought it was a napkin ring holder.
Oh, yeah.
It was big. But it was like 18 karat gold. It was a pretty heavy ring. I don't know. I can't remember off the top of my head, but it was a pretty good heavy ring.
All right. Better than any of our heavy ones. All right. I'm scrolling through. We're going to try to wrap it up around 9 o'clock. Okay. Any questions for Steve? Put them in. Lynn, Charlie, Rich, if you have any questions, please feel free. You could also ask while I'm scrolling through some comments.
The only question I have, I detect the beach also, and I find a lot of trash. Do you find the same thing, Steve? You find trash? Like bottle caps? A lot of bottle caps.
Do I find trash? Is that what you said?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, all the time. Yeah, constantly. Of course, as you know, the pull tabs, they sound good. You got to dig the pull tab. You got to dig them. And there's a lot of those around. Little pieces of aluminum foil or little pieces of a can that has tore off and a little piece of can sounds like a gold ring. You got to dig it all day long.
When I first started to detect the beach, it's a clean beach and people, nice families and stuff. And I was surprised all the trash that the people, they actually leave it in the sand on purpose sometimes.
Yes, they do. Yeah, and aluminum foil. I guess they bring something down there in aluminum foil and throw the pieces out everywhere. Oh my gosh, terrible.
They roll it up and put it in the sand. They're actually too lazy to put in the trash. There's trash down there where I go.
Chewing gum, that wrapper, and roll it, like you say, they roll it in a piece and drop it.
Yeah, they actually bury their trash, which is it's kind of sad in the way that they do that. But I find a lot of beer cans that are crushed and they bury the beer cans in the sand. They don't take it back. It's kind of irritating to me. That's one of the things that I don't like where I'm at. That the people do.
Yeah, I don't. They bury those cans all the time. Those cans. Sometimes you can tell a big can because the sound is
right.
Really long.
Right. Yeah.
It's longer than just a coin. Beep, beep, it says beep, beep. So you kind of tell sometimes. I mean, sometimes you just got to dig. Could be a bracelet. I mean, but it's got that good sound to it. So you still got to dig those sometimes.
Yeah, that's what's disappointing to me personally. Where I detect down our beach where I go.
Yeah, Steve, have you noticed? Steph just typed this in, which I thought was interesting. I don't even know if it's what we're talking about, but have you noticed in the last 4 or 5 years finding a lot more cigarette vapes because it's kind of a new thing? Like probably 10 years ago, didn't even exist. Now I bet you probably find a dozen a day.
Maybe not a dozen, but I found one today. Matter of fact, it's always finding vapes. I always joke on my YouTube channel. Oh, here's my daily vape right here. I'm always joking because you always find them. Gotta get my vape today. Because like she said, they're everywhere. And I don't know. I don't have one. I don't use them myself, so I don't know if they actually get to the point you just throw them away or do you refill them. I don't know. I was thinking they're disposable because you find so many. I guess I don't know.
Yeah, some are disposable and some you can refill. It depends on which one it is. And Charlie, 2 weeks ago, I found a vape in that Colonial farm field we were in. Remember?
Yeah.
Even in Colonial farm fields. And I'm not saying the vape was Colonial, but they're everywhere now. They're everywhere.
They are. You're right. You find them things everywhere. And you say some are disposable, right?
Some are
disposable. They just do one shot and they throw them away.
Yeah. You like the ones you go to like get at the Wawa, I think they're disposable. If
Okay.
you went to like a vape store and bought a nicer one, you can refill them, but people probably still lose them like they lose anything else.
Gotcha.
They're falling out of their pockets and, all sorts of things. Hot Mess Fish and Alicia found 8 vapes in one day in the river.
Oh.
So there you go.
God. She got me beat. I don't think I found 8 before in a day. I found multiple ones, but I don't think 8. That's a
How
lot.
about cell phones? How many cell phones do you find in a season?
Oh my God. You find 2 or 3 of them a day in the summer sometime. It's crazy how many cell phones you go through.
Do you do returns on the cell phones? Like, is that a big deal? Because I would think like that's all their pictures and everything. And I mean, maybe they're backed up, but they got to be thrilled.
Yeah. And I have returned cell phones. Not just past Christmas, but Christmas before. On Christmas Eve, I had found one for the lady. And I took it to her door. I said, "You lose this right here," But sometimes cell phones are tough. If that particular one, you know how you got medical info, you click it and it actually come up, and it had her son's phone number on there. So that's how I was able to get that one back to her. But if it doesn't have anything on its phone, I've gone like Verizon. So I found this iPhone. Can you help me find? Nope, we can't help you. You can't tell you anything. They're tough to return sometimes. I got 5 back there right now and some of them come on. Some of them, I found them in the water, pull them up, they're on. They hadn't been lost that long, but it's tough to find people sometimes who the owner is. I got some back there right now. I've been trying to find people, and you got to be careful too. You get, they got the GPS on them. I've had a friend of mine said the police knocked on his door one day. You got the cell phone, because they track their cell phone down in his house, so they can track them. And that's fine if we can get them back to them. We don't care how they get them,
Yeah.
But that's possible if somebody got their locator on it and can find it to you. But yeah, I've returned multiple cell phones to people before because of the somehow I could get to something that had it on it. I had one girl say, "Yeah, my dad bought it for me. He's still paying on it."
Well, they're not cheap, and even us doing fields, I think I found three cell phones ever. Lynn, you were with me for one. It was like a BlackBerry.
Yeah.
I found a flip phone once, and then I found like a one-piece Nokia, like a big brick once. They're fun to find, of course, wouldn't turn on or anything, but no returns on my cell phones.
Yeah.
How about Ray-Bans? Any super expensive sunglasses on the beach? I know some people bring their best stuff to the beach.
Yep, I definitely found a lot of Ray-Bans before on the beach. I returned a pair of glasses this past year to a girl. She was so happy to get them. She had told my friend that she had lost a pair of glasses, and I was actually down the beach and found one that washed up. And did you lose these pair? Oh my gosh! She was so happy to get his glasses back. You wouldn't believe it. But yeah, we found a lot of pair of glasses on the beach, especially during the summer. People go in the water with the glasses on. Of course, a wave hits them and they're gone, And I've had many times down there. I just lost my glasses in this area. I can't find them. Sometimes we can actually find them if it's recent. But sunglasses are light, so they're gonna kind of go with the tide and float around. They're gonna travel more than a gold ring will, So they got more surface area for that water to push them around.
Yeah, you might find it might be a mile downstream.
Yeah, they can move fast. Have y'all been on Beavis and Butthead lately? Are y'all got
not lately. Only once. I got on. Lynn's face got on. Charlie wasn't there that day. And if you look really close and pause their episode at the right moment, you can see a little piece of Rich's knee. Right, Rich?
Yeah.
So Rich is on her TV.
And Rich found most of the stuff that day. But for whatever reason, when I gave the Beavis and Butthead people permission to use the video, they didn't use any of Rich.
I just watched that the other day again. That was pretty awesome, man.
I don't know.
You and Doug are the best to make fun of. That's why.
I guess so. And listen, hey, they're more than welcome to make fun of me, Steve. I don't care. I'm a big fan of making fun of.
The fact that they picked your channel out of thousands of channels to do is pretty impressive, man.
I took it as an honor. Like I said,
absolutely.
I took it as an honor, and I had a lot of fun. And if anything, when I watched it back, my initial reaction was, man, I wish they were a little rougher. Like these jokes are kind of tame, come on, give me something good.
We say, oh, that's a piece of trash. Was that worth 10 cents?
No, that was cool. And supposedly, I kind of forgot, but we're supposed to have more footage in the DVD. You know, they do extras at the end.
Okay.
So I don't even know if that DVD for the season's out yet. I'll have to look on Amazon or something.
Yeah, you have to show that on your show here if they do, if you can.
Yeah, maybe. They were really nice. I mean,
yeah.
I thought it could have been a little harder, but
maybe the version 2's coming out. Maybe
it was pretty cool. Yeah. Here's one, Dirty Silver. I thought I saw someone else ask the same question. Oh no, the other one was England. But I guess this person wants to know if you go to dig stock. Someone else asked about England. How about events in general? Do you get out to detecting events, Steve?
I don't get out in a minute. I went to one Digging in Virginia event. I probably should, but I got so much around. I got a lot of places to hit here. So
well, it's more of a social thing. I mean, I never go to an event hoping to find something. It's more of a social thing, and I'm sure people would enjoy seeing you and taking a picture with you and stuff like that.
I need to get out
giving up a day to go hang out.
But I don't know if the wife will let me go overnight to somewhere.
You bring the wife with you. Bring the wife with you. So no England for you. You've never been over the pond yet, detective.
I have not. My friend Chris Turner, he's talking about going over there. He's talking about getting his van and shipping it over there and hitting England a little bit over there. So might see him over there.
All right, maybe.
But, we got to run everything by the boss. You know that now.
No, hey, listen, my wife, I wouldn't be going anywhere if it wasn't for her. Here's another one, Digologist. We're going to wrap it up soon. I don't know if you count your Spanish silvers up to. Do you keep track in general of like some of your elite finds? Like, I found 25 cobs, I found 30 reals, or you don't keep track as you go?
I really don't have a number set forth and all that stuff. I found a lot for sure, but I don't keep a track of number wise.
All right, that's fair. I mean, I keep track of some things, but like if you ask me how many Indian head pennies you found, I don't know.
Now I do keep track of the only thing I do track is my rings, because I kind of got a spreadsheet and I track where I found them.
Wow, I would think you've got 1,000. Oh, that's like 1,000 rings. You keep track of every one?
For the last 4 years, I have.
Have you ever? This is my question. Have you ever like been on Facebook and someone posts that they lost a ring, 2 years ago, and you happen to found it, like something like that, where like you found a ring and then years later someone describes that ring, or is it mostly a return is within a couple of days, weeks, or whatever?
That's a good question and a good story. TikTok. Somebody posted on TikTok, I lost my ring, Virginia Beach, blah, 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 And somebody commented, you ought to check with the Gigmaster. He's down at the beach finding rings all the time. So that person reached out to me and said, have you found a ring like this, And I had found a ring, and I didn't know it was hers or not, because, people could look at my channel and say, I'm going to tell them I found it. You know what I mean? You got to be careful about all that. But anyway, I said, I questioned her. So where did you lose it at? For one, what kind was it? You have a picture of it. And it was hers. She actually tracked me down through TikTok. Somebody's post on TikTok about her ring, and I got it back to her. Yep.
Oh, so she provided a picture of her wearing it?
I have had that before. Yes, they sometimes I can't remember if that particular one, but people have sent me when I'm questioning the ring or them wearing the ring.
Yeah, because I would be a little skeptical. Like I could watch one of your videos from 2 years ago and reach out to you and say I lost it. I could describe it because I saw the video, and I could Photoshop a picture of it on my finger. Like, some people out there will try to take advantage. So
2 years, I sell my rings at the end of every year.
Oh, okay. So then they're gone. Too late.
It's gone.
Too late. All right, that's fair. Well, listen, it's 9:00. I mean, time flies. It's been almost 2 hours. I want to get ready to wrap it up with Steve. And Steve, thank you for sharing your whole night with us.
Thank you.
I would love to get down there with you one day and maybe we'll walk the beach together, dig a pit, hang out, whatever.
And we pour one of these right here.
I wouldn't even pour one of them, but I'm going to put you in front.
I have to make that happen.
I'll put you in front of me because I don't want to. I'm too big.
I'm your friend, right? Get up there.
Yeah, I'm too big. Lynn, Charlie, Rich, any last things for Steve before we cut him loose?
Yeah. While looking for, somebody's ring, have you ever accidentally come across any historic artifacts while looking?
Not you don't find not like at Virginia Beach and all. You won't find anything down there.
Okay.
I never have really found across any historical things looking for a modern day ring. In the areas I hunt in, you're probably not going to find that as far as rings go right there.
What if someone calls you and says, "Hey, I lost a ring in my backyard," and their house is 150 years old? Does that ever like parlay into digging other things?
That's a good question and I have gone to multiple yards digging. The last couple were real new house, a new neighborhood, new house, but that doesn't mean anything. You know how that goes. You could have an old house where the house was now, but I have not. I've not found anything old, even in the yards when I was trying to find the ring.
That's fair.
Now, sometimes if I know it's like a gold ring, I go in the yard, and of course, a quarter's like a 50 on our machine, so I won't even dig that, so it could be a ring, could be something old, but normally I'll find out the size of the ring, how big it was, how thick it was, and I got an idea in my head where the number should be at on my machine. So I won't dig numbers that are way off from that. I'll just scan. I'm just scanning and look for that particular.
Oh, I got you. So you're not looking for other things. You're tunnel visioned on the one thing you're looking for.
On the one thing I'm looking for. So it could be. It could have been a relic right there. I just didn't dig it. So if somebody called me and it's a 1700s house, I'm probably going to dig everything.
yeah. I'd be like, look, I'll look for the ring,
I'm going to dig it all.
Yeah. Do you have I see in here. There's a comment, the Key Day Kid, who makes our shovels, the Excalibur shovels that we were talking about earlier that even Rich didn't break in the ice. Is there a really good brand sand scoop that you use? Because I'm assuming you're scooping more than digging.
Yeah.
Is there a brand, if someone's new out there and is going to beach hunt, that you can say, hey, you might want to look into this brand. They're built really well. They're rugged, whatever.
The Extreme Scoop. It's extremescoops.com. They're my favorite one. It makes it in titanium. You carry this thing on your shoulder for 8 to 10 hours. It gets heavy after a while, right? If you got stainless steel, is a lot heavier than titanium. So I usually get the titanium scoop, which is a lot lighter, a lot easier to move around, a lot easier digging. I'm getting ready to go on a cruise here in a couple of weeks from now, and I'll take that titanium in my suitcase. It's a lot lighter too when you're trying to carry it over there, and you on the buses carrying it down to the beaches and all. So. I like that titanium.
Titanium won't rust or corrode where stainless steel will over time.
Yeah, over time it probably will, but you scrape it so much it'll never get a drop of rust on it. You always got it digging in sand and moving around and all. So I never had any issue with one doing that. But a carbon fiber handle, and I use a 3-piece handle when I go on my cruises. It breaks down, so when I go to a beach, I can put it right in my backpack, and I carry it to the beach, taking taxi to the beach, whatever I do,
Okay.
So, being in Aruba in a few weeks, so I'm hoping to get something good then.
Hey, enjoy the weather, and your wife's going to let you sneak off into text for several hours?
She'll be there. She'll keep an eye on me.
All right, God bless her. God bless her. Rich, Lynn, Charlie, anything else before I got cut?
I want to tell Steve that when we go out, we detect from 9 o'clock to about 4:30.
Yep.
All day, most of the day. I take a little nap though in between there, as most people know. But when I beach detect, I can only do it for like about 2 hours because that sand really tires you out. How long do you detect on the beach?
Especially that soft sand. When you step in that soft sand, it kind of takes energy out of you to keep moving sometime. And in the water, you're actually pushing that detector through the water, and of course you're walking through water, which has a resistance on your legs, so it eats up more energy walking through the water. So it does take a little energy sometime in the beach detecting for sure.
Yeah, it really tires me out because that sand, so I can't detect that long compared to being out in the farm field or around the house.
It's like walking on a sponge. It's difficult.
I got some people to go with me, and they know I'll walk miles down the beach sometime. They'll say, "Go ahead. When you come back, I'll be in this area right here." Because they don't go nowhere.
Here's one last question.
That probably keeps you in good shape. That keeps you in good shape there, Steve, doing all that.
Do what now?
There was a question I saw, Steve, from Danimal Diggs. How many rings does your wife keep out of the rings you bring home?
All she wants.
Good answer. Good answer.
No, she does keep. I think she probably got 8 or 9 gold rings this year. She kept,
Really good for her. Well, then she gets something out of it then.
She gets it, whatever she wants. She gets it.
Yeah, good answer. All right, Lynn, Rich, Charlie, anything else before we cut him loose?
It was great to meet you and talk to you. And I'm
here.
Really interested in that aluminum pouring. So I can see myself doing that at some point.
Yeah, man, it's an honor to be on your show. I know y'all have had Aqua Chill, Green Mountain. Y'all have some awesome detectives on your show, man. And I just appreciate y'all inviting this little guy like me, man. I've enjoyed it. It's been a blast.
Oh, I appreciate you coming on. You're an interesting character, and like I tell everyone, we'll probably have you on again for a part 2 because there's so many interesting things and things you come across and the stories. I really enjoyed the time, and thank you for spending an hour and 45 minutes with us.
I love it, man. Anytime.
I really appreciate it.
I love it.
But we're going to cut him loose. We're going to cut him loose, and we'll get ready to wind the show down. But Steve, Gigmaster, everyone check him out. Alicia's been putting links to his channel in there the whole time. Awesome Facebook page full of photos. Awesome YouTube channel. Awesome guy. I can't thank you enough for coming on, my friend, and I will talk to you soon.
Thank you, my friends. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Take care.
Good night.
Take care, brother.
Good night.
Steve. Take care, Steve.
Thank you. Take care.
Good dude, Charlie.
Yeah.
Good dude. I got to come up here, Lynn. I have a weird orientation. I can't be on the top. Good dude. Like I said, I'm surprised in all these years our paths never crossed. I met him when I asked him to come on the show. We talked on the phone for an hour, and I liked him instantly. You get a good vibe when you talk to somebody. Liked him instantly. Just a good dude. So I'm glad we had him to come on.
Yeah, that's very good.
Now, next week, before we close it off, next week I'm going to have Tom Ask Gem back on. We're going to pick up the interview where we left off when he held up the mysterious object that will not be named. So next week, part 2 for Tom Ask Gem, the bottle hunter from Below the Plains, and now his new ones. What was the new one called? He just changed it. Lost Horizons, I think he said.
Yeah.
So we'll have him back on and finish the interview. Super nice guy. So thank you to Tom for coming on. Whew. Charlie, Lynn, Rich, any things you want to mention, talk about before we get out of here? Doug's okay. I emailed him. I think he must have things going on. He can't always make the Thursday show. Maybe next week.
Hopefully.
But, anybody out there, guys? Anything?
The only thing I got, Jason, is that it is cold here. Everything's getting frozen up. I don't know what to say about what we're up to, but we're going to give it a try.
Saturday, yeah. I'm hoping tomorrow will thaw a little bit, and
I'm going to try to pull over and dig a test hole somewhere and see if the ground's too frozen.
Right. Well, if Doug went today, maybe, he was over there and he could tell us if he could dig today.
Well, tomorrow is going to be hitting in the 40s, and then Saturday it's going to be in the 40s also. So I think over the next 2 days it could fall enough. Hopefully. But if not, we'll at least go up, and I'm going to at least meet the person and talk about them because, they got 100 acres, and even if we don't hunt it Saturday, I'd like to at least shake hands, put a face to a name. We'll get all the pleasantries out of the way. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
So you know how that works.
Yeah.
But no, good show. I'm glad Gigmaster came on.
Yeah, he's a great guy.
I thought it was super interesting. These things right here, like that Rich was talking about, man, I kind of want to make one of those. And you have all the tools, don't you, from being a blacksmith, Rich, that we could melt down aluminum?
Not exactly. Not exactly. You need some sort of way to do it away from your house. You know what I mean?
Like out in the yard?
Well, I mean, he probably goes to locations and he probably has some sort of electric, what are they called?
Like a chrysalis thing or whatever you call it.
The thing that melts
He probably,
metal. And,
Rich, he probably has a propane tank. He probably takes a propane tank with him with the flamethrower.
So yeah, I could melt it easily in the garage, but then getting it to,
Yeah, crucible is the word I wanted. I don't know why I said
There you
chrysalis.
go.
Chrysalis is the thing caterpillars live in, isn't it?
Yeah.
Thank you, Audrey, for correcting me.
I don't think we have. Do we have fire ants around here? That's the thing. I don't know.
I don't know if they're this far
That's
here.
a southern thing.
We do. They're just not a problem like they are elsewhere.
I used to live in Florida, and I'm telling you, for all the people that think like, "Oh, poor fire ants," oh no.
Oh,
They are
nasty.
deadly little, and they will eat you alive. They are. That's like feeling bad for a scorpion or something. I don't know.
Right.
Yeah.
I have no. I like ants, but I don't like fire ants. Not a fan of fire ants.
No.
So no, I think we're going to wrap it up, Lynn. It was a good day. I appreciate everybody coming on. Awesome guest, the Gigmaster. Appreciate his time, all his
It was
stories,
really interesting.
all the rings that he finds and returns. I just find it incredibly admirable. So,
it is. It's really neat, and of course, I was really smitten with those old things that he found. I mean,
that's why I put them in. I knew some of them, especially like the onion bottles and the cobs.
Oh, the cobs.
Incredible. That he found incredible relics and stuff and coins.
Yeah.
I love it, and I get it. I mean, when you're finding hundreds of gold rings, I can see why you'd give up. But man, I see like those onion bottles and the cobs. I do.
That's history. That's old history there.
That bottle is magnificent, and it's unusual a little bit because it has a short neck on it.
And the posy ring. I mean, that was super cool. I mean, I could go on and on. It's tough because I see that stuff and I can't imagine ever not wanting to find it. But when he's finding 50 gold rings and putting smiles on faces, I can see the appeal. I can see the appeal.
Well, he could do both.
You can do both.
Virginia is a unique state. Like he said, you got the War of 1812, the Civil War, the old places where people settled. It's just an incredible place, Virginia.
Well, Jamestown was 1607.
Yeah, I'm saying Jamestown was one of the earliest settlements.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of Civil War activity. You really could find almost anything. It's one of those states where, you have a shot for anything by maybe moving a mile here, a mile there.
Right.
Where like up our way, Civil War is very rare. Down Missouri, Plugmaster Ford State, Colonial is very rare. But Virginia has that magic where you
got everything. Yeah.
Got everything. Got a chance for everything. So, all right, I'm going to wind this down. I'm tired and my throat's hurting, guys. You good with that, Rich?
I am. I'm tired as well.
Yeah, you look tired. You worked all day. So, all right, we're going to wrap it up then. Don't forget next week, part 2 of Tom Ask Gem. So we'll try to finish it. He will hold nothing up this time. Nothing. In fact, the Gigmaster, one of the things he found recently, Rich, he found in the water a cannonball, and it was encrusted in like this crud. Yeah. And he had a video where he was like hammering and then when it cracked open, like this beautiful cannonball came in. I didn't even want to put a picture up because now YouTube's got me nervous.
Yeah.
Nothing explosive, nothing. So, he does find it really cool. He's found a lot of artillery shells, but I'm just afraid to show them anymore. So
I'm going to go there.
I'm letting the dust settle, but he finds a lot of that cool stuff too.
I have to laugh. I have to laugh at Cat's meow. She says, I need a nap.
People when Gig was on, people said if you took a nap and then you might find that gold coin this year, Charlie.
Yeah, there you go.
It would be a post-nap gold coin.
No doubt.
So. It's like a tradition with me now. I'm sorry, guys. I have to keep it up. Just
every time.
You have to do whatever.
Gives me good luck.
Yeah.
Every time. This week's video, another one. You got the flying eagle after the nap. Just keeps happening.
Right.
I won't. So we'll see how that rest of the year unfolds, Charlie.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to wind it down. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out all night. We'll see you next weekend. Same bat time, same bat channel. So thanks for watching. Happy hunting, and we'll see you on the next one.
Good night.
Good night, everybody.